Good morning to all MSc Mathematics students, second year. Now I will start. Uh, I I will start some definitions before starting the example. So first definition is barotropic flow. So what is the barotropic flow? Barotropic flow is said the flow is said to be barotropic when the pressure P is a function of density rho only, where P is equal to F of rho. The flow is said to be barotropic flow when the pressure P is a function of density rho only, and where P is equal to F of rho. Now, what is the rotational motion? Definition of rotational motion is a flow in which fluid particles go on rotating about their axis is called rotational motion. A flow in which fluid particles go on rotating about their axis is called rotational motion. In this case, capital W is equal to curl Q, which is not is equal to 0 at every time and at every point. And for irrotational motion, what is irrotational motion? A flow in which every fluid particle does not rotate about its own axis is called irrotational motion. In this motion, or in this case, W is equal to curl Q, which is equal to 0 at every time and at every point. Now, we'll see the steady and unsteady flow. Steady and unsteady flow. When the motion is steady, so that the pattern of flow does not vary with time, the path of the fluid particles coincide with the streamlines. When the motion is steady, so that the pattern of flow does not vary with time, the path of the fluid particles coincide with the streamlines. And in unsteady motion, however, the flow pattern varies with time and the paths of the particles do not coincide with the streamlines. Through the streamline, any point P does touch the path line through point P. And the path lines are the solutions of the differential equations, that is dx by dt is equal to u, dy by dt is equal to v, and dz by dt is equal to w. After taking these definitions, we have seen these definitions. Now I will start the example, discussion of this example. What is the example? Example is obtain the streamlines of the flow u is equal to x, v is equal to y. So this example can be written on another way, that is, if the velocity q is given, q is equal to xi minus yj, determine the expression for stream. So solution of these two examples is the same solution. So what is the solution? Now for this two-dimensional flow, W is equal to 0, and we know Q is ui bar plus vj bar plus wk bar, and we have to given Q is xi bar minus yj bar, and also we have, therefore u is equal to x, we get u is equal to x, v is equal to minus y, and w is equal to 0. From this, q is equal to ui plus vj bar plus wk bar and q is equal to xi bar minus yj bar. From these two equations we have u is equal to x, v is equal to y, and w is equal to 0. Now we have the streamlines. Dx upon u, dy upon v, and dz upon w. So that from these streamlines we have u is equal to x, v is equal to minus y, and w is equal to 0. So in place of uvw we can write x minus y and 0. So that is, what we get? We get this dx upon x is equal to dy upon minus y is equal to dz upon 0. And therefore we take the two ratios, dx upon x is equal to minus dy upon y. So integrate this. What is integration of 1 upon x dx is equal to minus integration of 1 upon y dy. So what is the integration of 1 upon x dx? That is the log x, which is equal to minus log y plus integration constant log c1. So by the logarithmic rules, this will be log x plus log y, which is equal to log c1. So log x plus log y is xy, and here is equal to c1. So c1 is equal to xy. Now at last ratio dz is equal to 0. If we integrate this, we get z is equal to integration constant c2, where c1 and c2 are the constants. Therefore the required streamline is given by curves or intersection of xy is equal to c1 and z is equal to c2. Now we will see the another example. Find the streamlines and path lines of the particle when u is equal to x upon 1 upon r, v is equal to y upon 1 upon r, and this w is equal to z upon u is equal to x upon 1 upon t. Hey, u is equal to x upon 1 plus t, and v is equal to y upon 1 plus t, and w is equal to z upon 1 plus t. We want to find the streamlines and path lines of the particle when we have this. We know the equations of streamlines are dx upon u is equal to dy upon v is equal to dz upon w. So we have given u is equal to x upon 1 plus t, v is equal to y upon 1 plus t, and w is equal to z upon 1 plus t. So put these values in place of u, v, and w. So what do we get? We get dx upon x upon 1 plus t is equal to dy upon y upon 1 plus t is equal to dz upon z upon 1 plus t. So all these 1 plus t will be cancelled, and what do we get? We get dx upon x is equal to dy upon y is equal to dz upon z, which is equation first. Dx upon x is equal to dy upon y is equal to dz upon z. This is the equation first. Now again we take the first two ratios of this equation first. So after taking two ratios, what we get? We get dx upon x is equal to dy upon y. Dx upon x is equal to dy upon y. So integrate this. So integration of 1 upon x dx is equal to integration of 1 upon y dy. So what is the integration of 1 upon x? Is log x is equal to integration of 1 upon y is log y plus integration constant log c1. So log x minus log y is equal to log c1. We get this. And we know that log x minus log y is x upon y. And this log c1 is c here. So we get x upon y is equal to c1. Suppose this is equation second. Again we take the last two ratios of this equation first, and that ratios are dy upon y is equal to dz upon z. So again integrate these two ratios. Integration 1 upon y dy is equal to integration of 1 upon z dz. So integration of 1 upon y is log y. I will take directly minus integration of 1 upon z is log z, which is equal to integration constant is equal to c2. So log y minus log z can be written as log of y by z, which is equal to log c2. So by the formula or the rule of logarithms, we get y upon z is equal to c2. The desired streamlines are given by dx by dt is equal to u, dy by dt is equal to v, and dz by dt is equal to w. This. So what we get? We know the value of u, value of v, and value of w. U is x upon 1 plus t, v is y upon 1 plus t, and w is z upon 1 plus t. So put these values in this equation. So what do we get? Dx upon dt is equal to x upon 1 plus t, dy by dt is equal to y upon 1 plus t, and dz by dt is equal to z upon 1 plus t. That gives dx upon x is equal to 1 upon 1 plus t dt, dy upon y is equal to 1 upon 1 plus t dt, and dz by z is equal to 1 upon 1 plus t dt. So what do we get? If we integrate this, which gives, if we integrate this, integration of 1 upon x dx is equal to integration of 1 upon 1 plus t dt. This. So this implies that integration of 1 upon x is log x is equal to integration of 1 upon 1 plus t is log 1 plus t plus integration constant c1. Similarly, integration of dy upon y is equal to integration of 1 upon 1 plus t dt. So what do we get? Integration of 1 upon y dy is equal to log of y, and integration of 1 upon 1 plus t dt is log 1 plus t plus integration constant c2. Similarly, integration of 1 upon z dz is equal to integration of 1 upon t dt, implies that log z log z is equal to log 1 plus t plus integration constant log c3. So from these we get, by using the rules of logarithms, x is equal to c1 into 1 plus t, y is equal to c2 into 1 plus t, and z is equal to c3 into 1 plus t, which gives the desired path of the particles. Now we see the another example. Find the equation of streamlines at flow q is equal to minus I into 3y square minus j into 6x at the point 1, 1. Now we will see the solution of this problem. We have given that q is equal to this. Q is equal to minus I of 3y square minus j of 6x plus 0k. So we have the values of here u, v, w. So what is u here? Here u is minus 3y square. Here u is minus 3y square. And v is equal to minus 6x. And w is equal to 0. So we know the streamlines. Streamlines are dx upon u is equal to dy upon v is equal to dz upon w. So we know already the value of u, v, w. So put the values of u, v, w in this equation. So what do we get? In place of this u, we have minus 3y square. In place of this v, we have minus 6x. And in place of this w, we have 0. So what do we get? We get dx upon minus 3y square is equal to dy upon minus 6x is equal to dz by 0. So by taking dx upon minus 3y square is equal to dy upon minus 6x. So what do we get? Minus 6x into dx is equal to 3y is equal to dy. So integrate this. So integration of 6x dx is equal to integration of 3y square dy. So what is the integration of this? We get integration of this is 6 into x square by 2 . 6 into x square by 2 is equal to 3y cube upon 3 plus integration constant c1. So we get 3x square minus y cube is equal to c1. Now what do we get? Now what we have? We have dz is equal to 0, and that dz is equal to 0 implies that by taking the integration of this dz, we get z is equal to integration constant c2. This will, and where c1 and c2 are the arbitrary constants, therefore the required streamlines pass through the point 1, 1. Pass through the points 1, 1. So x is equal to 1, y is equal to 1. So put the values of x and y. So in place of x we can write 1. In place of y also we can write 1. So we get a 3 1 square minus 1 cube in place of 3x square minus y square. How it is? 1 cube, 1 minute. So here is not y square, that is that will be y cube, not a square. Here is y cube here. So 3 1 square minus 1 cube is equal to 3 minus 1, which is equal to 2, which is equal to integration constant C1. So what do we get? We get C1 is equal to 2. This one. C1 is equal to 2. The equation of streamline is, therefore, equation of streamline is 3x square minus y cube is equal to 2, and C2 is equal to 0. Now we'll see the next article, that is the velocity potential. Velocity potential is our next article. Now I will discuss this. If q is a fluid velocity at any instant t, then the equation of streamline at that instant are defined as dx upon u is equal to dy upon v is equal to dz upon w, which is the equation first. These curves cut the surfaces orthogonally. So u dx plus v dy plus w dz is equal to 0. Suppose this is equation second. Now suppose that at the considered instant t, we can find the scalar function phi of xyzt uniform throughout the entire field of flow, and such that we get the equation minus d phi is equal to u dx plus v dy plus w dz is equal to w dz. This is the third equation. So what do we get? What is this minus d phi? Minus d phi is minus in bracket dou phi by dou x dx plus dou phi by dou y into dy plus dou phi by dou z into dz plus dou phi by dou t into dt. And this u dx plus v dy plus w dz as it is here. So this can be this ui plus vj plus wk, ui plus vj plus wk into dxi plus dyj plus dzk. So we multiply this dxi dyj plus dzk both sides of this equation. So here dx is I, dy is j, and dz is k, and we multiply this equation on both the sides by this dxi plus dyj plus dzk. So what do we get? We get ui plus vj plus wk into dxi plus dyj plus dzk is equal to minus dou phi by dou x I प्लस डो फाय बाय डो वाय जे आणि प्लस डो फाय के बाय डो झेड, डो फाय बाय डो झेड इंटू के, and this is multiplied by both the sides. So after calculating these terms, what do we get? We get ui plus vj plus wk is equal to minus dou phi by dou xi plus dou phi by dou yj plus dou phi by dou zk. This one. So this ui plus vj plus wk can be written as this is equal to minus dou phi by dou xi plus dou phi by dou yj plus dou phi by dou zk. We get this. So what is, if we combine, if we compare these two, so what do we get? We get u is equal to minus dou phi by dou x, v is equal to minus dou phi by dou y, and w is equal to minus dou phi by dou z. Yes. So we have q is equal to ui plus vj plus wk. So this ui plus vj plus wk implies that minus dou phi by dou x, here u is equal to minus dou phi by dou x, v is equal to minus dou phi by dou y, and w is equal to minus dou phi by dou z. From equation 4, this q is equal to ui plus vj plus wk implies this. So this can be written as, if we take phi is common, so I dou by dou x plus j dou by dou y plus k dou by dou z. But this is del and phi is as it is. So q is equal to minus del phi, which is the equation 5th. So what do you get? We get this q is equal to minus gradient phi. Here phi is the velocity potential, and negative sign is taken as a matter of convention, which shows that phi decreases with increasing the value of xyz. That means the flow is always in the direction of decreasing of phi. The negative sign in the equation q is equal to minus del phi is a convection, and therefore the necessary and sufficient of equation 5th holds. That means del cross q is equal to 0. That del cross q is in the determinant ijk. In the determinant ijk, dou by dou x, dou by dou y, dou by dou z, uvw is equal to 0. If we solve this determinant, what we get? We get I dou w by dou y, I in bracket dou w by dou y minus dou v by dou z minus j in bracket dou w by dou x minus dou u by dou z plus k in bracket dou u by dou x minus dou u by dou y is equal to 0. We get this. So that means del cross q is 0 and del cross q is curl q. So this curl q is equal to 0, which is equation 5th. Then the flow is said to be irrotational and q is called conservative when the motion is irrotational. The surfaces phi of xyz is equal to constant are called the exponential, and therefore this equation first and second shows that at all points of the field of flow the equipotentials are cut orthogonally by the streamlines. So we finish, the article is finished. Velocity potential article is finished now. Now we'll see the next article, the vorticity vector. Now consider the flow for which curl q is not is equal to 0, and therefore the vector zeta is equal to del cross q is equal to zeta is equal to del cross q, which is the equation first. This equation first is called the vorticity vector. Potential flow zeta expressed by zeta is equal to 0. A vortex line is a curve drawn in the fluid such that the tangent to it at every point is in the direction of the vorticity vector zeta. If the Cartesian components of zeta are zeta 1, zeta 2, zeta 3, then the equations of the vortex lines are given by dx upon zeta 1 is equal to dy upon zeta 2 is equal to dz upon zeta 3. Suppose this is the equation second. Now draw the vortex lines. Through all points of a closed curve gamma. This is the closed curve gamma. To form vorticity tube, let delta S1, delta S2 be the two sections of the vortex tube, and let N1, N2 be the unit normals to these sections drawn outwards from the fluid between them. Also let delta S be the curved surface of the vortex tube. So capital delta S is equal to delta S1 delta S plus delta S plus delta S2, which is the total surface area of the elements, and delta V is equal to total volume which delta S contains. Then we get integration over delta S into n dot zeta ds is equal to integration over delta V into del dot zeta dv is equal to 0. Now we have zeta is equal to del cross q is equal to 0. So del dot zeta is equal to del dot del cross q is equal to 0, and therefore we get integration over delta s1 n zeta ds plus integration over delta s n dot zeta ds plus integration over delta s2 n dot zeta ds is equal to 0. At each point of delta s, n dot zeta is 0, n dot zeta is equal to 0. Since zeta is the tangential to the curved surface, Therefore n dot zeta 1 delta S1 plus n2 dot zeta 2 delta S2 is equal to 0. This equation shows that mod n dot zeta delta S is a constant over every section delta S of the vortex tube. Its value is called strength of the vortex tube. A vortex tube whose strength is unity is called unit vortex tube. Now suppose S is any closed surface containing a volume V, then what we get? Then we get this equation. Integration over S n dot zeta ds is equal to integration over V del dot zeta dv is equal to 0. This equation 4. So this equation, what shows this equation 4? This equation shows that the total strength of the vortex tubes emerging from S is equal to that entering S. This means that vortex lines and tubes cannot originate or terminate at internal point in the fluid. They can only form closed curves or terminate on boundaries. In case of smoke rings, the vortex lines form a closed curve. If curve C is a closed curve drawn in the moving fluid, and if capital S denotes the area contained by curve C, then the circulation gamma of the fluid velocity q is defined to be gamma is equal to integration over closed curve C q ds is equal to integration over S n dot zeta ds. And since that zeta is equal to curl q, for potential flow, the circulation round any closed circuit is clearly 0. So today we'll stop here. After this lecture, I will again continue the next points. That next point is local and particle rate of change. We will take these points tomorrow. Today we'll stop here. Okay, thank you.